Hi, hello everyone, and welcome to my Facebook Live for 2025. Wow, can you believe it? We're already another year. I hope everyone has had a lovely Christmas and New Year, and so that I can just double check that we are live, and we are, which is great, and this will allow me to see your comments, so please pop your comments on there. I'm so happy to have you now that we're back in the full swing of life. It's just one of those things that we have a couple of weeks off over the Christmas New Year period. So there's a lot to tell you. I better let you know who I am. My name's Anita Mazzero. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Horsham, Victoria, and it is a very hot day today. So we'll pop the camera down and I will show you all the things that we're doing. So just won't be a moment, so please excuse the mess that you'll see as I have to zoom to change it as I pop the settings around. There we go, just don't look at my mess, because the old way on Facebook used to be that we could pop things exactly as we wanted before we turned down, but then they changed the settings and it wasn't the case. Okay, there we go. I think I have got it right. That looks good to me. Hello, stranger. How are you, Cherry? Warm up there too? I bet it is, because it's certainly warm down here. So we'll get comfortable, and we have a lot to tell you about. Our mini catalogue is now live. Our digital scrapbooking catalogue is live, and I'm not going to go through them, but I'm just going to point out a couple of things, because hopefully everyone's received their catalogue. Please excuse my scrapbooking one, because my printer was running out of ink and I have to buy some more before. And I went up the street today and guess what? Forgot the ink. Always remember it when you get home. There are some things in our scrapbooking catalogue that, even if you're not a scrapbooker, the products will complement our items. So I'll just go in here. There's our two-tone cardstock that is showing in there. In our catalogue, and I'll just quickly grab it, we have our Wildflowers, right page, our Wildflowers birthday kit. In the scrapbooking catalogue, you have the Wildflower celebration. So basically what it is, it's sheets, pretty much the same sheets of paper, but not with the gold trim as ours has, but you've got this paper, plus the papers to make up the kits that it tells you in there, and some sticker sheets. We have the ephemera pack, and you have the stamp set and everything else. But they do complement each other. So if you're a Facebooker and scrapbooker, this is the perfect kit for you. Then we have a storybook kit. And I'll just go back to find it in the catalogue. Our storybook kit, and then we have the papers and that for you to make the pages up. But the stamp set belongs in this catalogue. And I believe that starting in our next annual catalogue, these two will be together. There'll be no more digital ones. So there's some beauties in there. So the pictures I've got are terrible. But if you haven't got the scrapbooking one and you would like it, please drop me a line and I will email you a one. So check my link, my email's in there, and you'll be able to do it, or send me a message. So today we've got the celebrations, and I should, before I show you what I'm doing today, during celebration, which only happens once a year, it is a fabulous time to be part of Stampin' Up when this happens. But if you've thought about things and would like to join, this is the perfect time. I would love to have you join my team. My team is little, but we have a lot of fun, so I'd love you to come and join. As you know, you get $235 worth of products of your choice that you can choose from the catalogue. Stamping Up realise that not everyone is a beginner or has no products. They realise you've got products. So you may want to order from the scrapbooking catalogue or from our mini catalogue or our annual catalogue or even our online exclusive. So you can choose $235 worth. Just can't go over. Now you have two options that you can get at this time of the year. The first option is a stamp set and two of our assorted markers. And these are $62.50 each. So just them alone. I wish I could rejoin just to restock my markers. It would be fabulous. So you'd get all that, and I roughly worked it out to be $397 worth. That's the amount of these, plus your $235 for $165. $169, sorry. Got the 5 stuck in my brain. And that's with free shipping. And then once you've done that order, you will receive 20% of any orders you put through. Now, you don't have to be like me. You can just join as a happy shopper or a VIP shopper, a shopper with a nice discount, whatever you like to call yourself. So this is a great way to do it. And, you know, it's something that's worth thinking about. You know, like, it's really a good buy. But for instance, you might not want this part. So Stamping Up have given you a further $51, which equates to $286 worth of free products. So what more could you ask for? I think it's a fabulous joining offer. Now, today, I won't hold everybody up too long today. So just going to go into the catalogue. I should have put a marker, but I didn't. Today I'm going to be playing with the Terrific Toadstools. Now, I've purchased this. I personally did not buy the punch. Still debating on that, because when I realised it only cut 3, but there are a lot more pieces to be cut out. And I don't mind fussy cutting. So I thought I'll do the fussy cutting. And I have for today. But the beauty is, if you decide to buy this whole bundle, it's worth $68.25. That's for the punch and the stamp set. And you can add a few more things and make it up to $100. You can then receive one of our free items. Put it in the page. Again, I should have been more prepared and more organised. You can get for free the Toadstool Gardens Designer Series paper. And I'll be using all of this today. So it's a great, great set that you can play with. So, what was it, So I was thinking, so about $21 more. You could purchase a packet of paper, and you can make it up to $100, and you can get this and get a nice suite for that price. So that's what I'm using. But feel free and have a look at the catalogue, because it is superb. And I should show you before I forget, because there are some hidden gems in the catalogue, in the freebie catalogue. As you said, you've got some scrapbooking ones. You've got a kit, fruit salad, some seagulls, embossing folder, which is this particular embossing folder, Starstruck. It is beautiful, and I have got this one for today. It's absolutely ideal. Then you've got a day to celebrate, our Toadstool, some fresh freesia ribbon. I missed that until somebody pointed it out to me. We have Pick a Season, which is a tree, And then you have either hearts, flowers, I think it's 2 toads, flowers, and some Easter eggs that you can put in there depending on the occasion. Then you have Dance With Me, and there's some little purple back sequins. Again, one I missed. Another pack of paper, 12 by 12. And then if you spend over $200, oh, you've got your box, have you, Cherry? Wow, have fun. The heart-shaped bundle, which is a die set and a stamp set, that one's worth $200. And then there's another one worth $200, which is this corner bloom. Look at those, absolutely beautiful. The images in this are large, which are also good for scrapbooking. So I'd love to hear what you got, Cherry. So that's the ones in the catalogue. So back to the toadstools that I was telling you about. One day I'm going to write myself a list and just put it down in order to talk about something, because I do go all over the place and I don't mean to. So I'm sorry. So this is the toadstool paper. Look at that. Beautiful pinks and melons, pumpkin pie. And then you've got this fresh freesia on the other side. You have these dots. And then you have a stripe. And we have these pink snails. How cute are they? Some pink dandelions, little ladybugs. And then you've got a pattern on that side. Then you've got a bark, I think you might like to call it. You spend too much. Easy done. Easy done. I really had to rein mine in as well, so I can relate. And our gradient of mushrooms. I love that. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Then our swirls, the real nice effect. And then we've got what I call microscope. It's like a little microscope. Things what someone would see under a microscope on that one in the melon mambo. And then this is the piece I'm using today. And this is really lovely, light and bright and airy. The mushrooms on one side, and then we have leaves. Oops, put them up that way. Leaves on the other side. So as you can see, you get 6 papers, 4 sheets of each, and it is a lot of fun to choose from these. So that's what we're using today. My colour palette. Have a look at this. These are my colours that I've used today. A lot of it I have pre-stamped because it was all being fussy cutted out, and I didn't think you wanted to watch me cut for ages. So I've got Fresh Freesia, Poppy Parade, Granny Apple Green, Grey Granite, Melon Mambo, Early Espresso, Pumpkin Pie. Now those are the colours that are in the papers. They are all the colours. Then I've added a crumb cake. So they're absolutely beautiful. But I'm going to show you what I've done in the card, because I want to explain a couple of things. So I'll stamp one of everything, but for this card I had to stamp 2. Right, we've got them all here ready to go. So I've got to get all my bits and pieces. I'll start off with our big mushroom head, and I got the Melon Mambo for this one. Now with this particular punch, it does punch inside what you already have, so there's no white border on it. Just give this a clean, because being a red does stain, as you can see already. Even though I've been cleaning it as I've gone along, it has still stained. So I've done a red one of those. Then I have I've got to remember the order I've done. Poppy Parade. I have done this one. Clean. As you can see, I've used one more than the other, but the pink does stick. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with your stamps. Your stamps are perfectly okay, so they'll be fine. Just double checking my pieces to make sure I've got the right colours. And I didn't do that in red, I did that in, and I might as well do another one because my original one was in pumpkin pie. I'll leave it at that. But so you get the idea of how those two stamp. So I'm not going to stamp anymore. I'm going to get the grey granite, show you how so this is the main stalk that I punched out. Or not punched out, did. Now this particular one, this is the side you use it. So I'm going to show you a little trick I discovered. So I put that on there, but if you flip this over, get it to stick on. Probably the stamp's a little bit damp still because I just wiped it. So you flip it over and pop it in, and there you can, oh, it's not very good, but there you can see what happens. I'll do it again to show you that it does work perfectly. There you go. So it gives you exactly the same stamp, a little bit thicker than the original, but it reverses out the other way. Then in the grey granite, this is where I got myself into trouble the other day. I was stamping away, just like this. Stamped away. I thought, oh yeah, put those there. Did that one in the wrong colour. It's alright, this is my sample, just let you see them how they stamp. So I did it in the red, got my stems for it and lined them up and popped them on. But then I was cutting out some more and I did not clean my block, and I will show you what happened. There is what I did. Now what does that colour look like? Looks like a melon mambo. Not moody mauve. That's the red and the crumb cake mixed together, and I came across that by accident. So there is something that you can learn. So I'm going to close these up, but I just wanted you to see the little things that I have done, especially with this and with this. Move them out of the way. Now, so you weren't sitting and watching me, these are all my pieces that I've cut out, all raring to go. So I'll just put them all back in its container. So I didn't think you'd want to be watching me do all that today. Because it's easy enough done. Now I'm doing a tent fold card. I'll get all my bits and pieces out of the way. So I've got a 10 fold card in Melon Mambo. So it's the length of our A4 cardstock by 10.5, scored at 14.9. So 28.9 by 10.5, scored at 14.9. 28.8. Give that a good burnish. And then I've chosen this particular paper. because I want a piece of it for the inside as well as for the outside. So this piece is going to sit like so. How lovely is that? It's so bright and beautiful. Better be careful today because it's very warm, which means my glue will just ooze out. Put it up the right way. Centre that. Put that there. Then on the inside, we will use the reverse of the paper. I'm going to put the green leaves. Our card is a pop-up card today. So I'll sit that in there. And now I'm going to work on the inside of the card, because before I can put my mechanism in, I need to get this all sorted out. So I'm going to take some granny apple green, just my I'm going to put a little bit of colouring on this, just in the corner here. Let's pop a little bit of that in there. Then I'm going to take crumb cake. But remember what I did. And I'm going to take the crumb cake and stamp that. Clean that straight away. I've got my simple scrub right to the side, so I'm going to take some fresh freesia, and I'm going to put these gorgeous little threesome in. So ink them up well and line them up. They do become a little bit tricky, but that doesn't matter. There we go. So I've got them there, just to the side. So it's a little bit different to the other one, but I'll explain why when I put it together, when you see the other one, my prototype. So I've got two pieces of the leftovers. So that was the difference. So I'm going to have a look, because I'm wondering whether to use both pieces of, no, just the one. Thought I was being a bit ambitious using both, but I'll just pop a little bit of glue on there. Make sure my piece is up the correct way, and I'm going to leave a tiny little bit at the bottom so you can just see through it. And then I'm going to, does anyone else's craft desk get in such a mess that you wonder what the heck you're doing? And you've take this piece of plastic, because I'll lay that down over the strip, and I'm going to take my granny apple. I'm mainly just doing the top half, which is why I've got this acetate or window sheet, and I'm just going to go a piece there and a piece there, just to give it a bit of a look. of some grasses around the mushroom. Then I'm going to take the You Are Magical, and I'm going to put Early Espresso and stamp that in the middle. And now that I've got the inside completed, I can then pop it in. Centre that in there. And that's the inside of the card. Okay, the reason I needed the inside done, I'll just put those pieces out of the way, is because I've got our mechanism. And it's 4 centimetres by 6.5, and I've scored it at 1.5 centimetre intervals. So that's 1.5, 4, 5.5. You're trying to find your notes. Sorry about this. I was thinking I was going to be very, very smart and tell you that. So 1.5, 3, 4.5 and 6, which leaves me with 0.5. So burnish these down well and truly, because this is going to be my pop-up mechanism. Then good burnish. Now with a few dots of liquid glue, I'm just going to pop that on that small piece and bring this piece over and fold it flat with that. Use my bone folder to seal that down, and that becomes my mechanism. So it's a nice little box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that in the middle here. Look at where I want it to go. And I'm going to put some glue. So I've just, where the join is, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. And pop that down, hold that, and then bring it down. And I will hold that for a few seconds to allow the glue to adhere. So it's a very simple pop-up card. So now when it closes, this bottom bit is going to sit to the bottom. So I'm going to put a tiny little bit of glue in here. And once again, just fold over and hold. And when I pop it up, there's our mechanism in there. See? Nice and square, holding together. So for this inside, I'm going to use, just tip them all out. Be just as easy, safe trying to find them all. So I'm going to glue one fresh freesia, one of those, take one of those. This is why it's good to have it out early in the piece. And I'm going to use, I'll use that one that made the mistake. I've cut them out. So I'm going to get the glue and just put a tiny amount of glue on the tip, and you will see when you put it in, it allows you to put it in the centre of the mushroom. So put that one in. And I'm going to have one way and one the opposite way. So once again, just a tiny dot of glue in the centre there. And pop that in place. And pop that one too. So as I said, I stamped these and I just popped them on the page and let them, just cut them out, gave the look. So I'm going to put my first mushroom around there. So I only need a tiny bit of glue across the bottom. And here's just going to go more to the top. Then I'm going to take this one, who's swinging out a bit. Actually, no, I keep changing my mind when I do this. I think I'll do this one first. Just a little bit at the bottom here. And he's just going to sit like so. And then just a little bit of glue at the bottom of this. And by using glue, you can reposition the mushrooms. And those there. I'll do the same with this one. He's going to sit right over the top this way. And then put this one there. Whoops. And the piece of grass that I've cut is going to sit at the bottom, more or less to hide. And this one does not want to stay. Okay, come on. Be a good boy. And this one's going to sit just like so, just to give it a bit of cover. So all I need is a little bit of glue just across the front here. And I'll place that right down. Pop that. Hold all that in place. And pop that out. And as you can see, there's my pop out. So the mushrooms are all there, sitting there, looking lovely. Before I close this up and let it dry, get my Wink Stella out. And I'm just going to put a little bit of wink on the top of the toadstools. I call them mushrooms. I know there's a difference between them. There's a little bit on there. Make magic ones. A little bit there. A little bit there. And around on this one. Pop on there. And while I've got it, I'll pop it in on here as well. And then I want to put a little bit of, I'm saying that you're magical, so I want that to be popping on there. Hello, Noni, how are you? Your photos, your veggie garden, oh, make me so jealous. Especially those little mini pumpkins. They look really wonderful. Okay, so this time we've sort of done it the reverse. We've done the inside before we've done the outside. So there's the pop-up mechanism. So as you can see, it's really sweet. So when it's sitting, you can have it sitting on the mantle that way, or it will allow you to stand it up this way. So we're going to do the front. Now remember that beautiful embossing folder that I was talking to you about that was in the Mini Catalogue? That's it there. How sweet is that? Can you see that properly? I hope you can, because it is just divine. It's got little stars, and then it's got like, it's like a firecracker outburst, you know, like it is just, but it also looks like a flower. So it's something that's very versatile. So I'm going to glue that to my panel. I've got a panel of Melon Mumbo, 12 centimetres by 7.5, and then I've just gone down 3 millimetres, sorry, not centimetres, and I've got cut this piece out at 11.7 by 7.2. I just wanted the hint of a border. Got my lid on this. What's the weather like down your way, Leonie? Bit cooler, or are you still quite warm? Are you warm down there as well? Because you're closer to the coast. We're currently sitting on 32 up here. So I'm going to get my dimensionals, and I'm going to pop this on before I start doing anything. And you think that's a bit backwards, but you'll see why as I go along. The dimensionals there. And don't have a saggy bottom, that's for sure. Because if it's got to go through the mail, you want it to be able to go through. You're warm too. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think it's everywhere. Did you cop any rain yesterday? Like we copped a whole 0.6 of a mil, which wasn't very much at all. And not compared to what Melbourne got. They were bucketed down. Okay. So then I'm going to just pop that in the middle, but I'm going to go more to the left. So in the middle, more over to the left. Now I'll start putting these mushrooms, toadstools. Get my head right. And I think before I start gluing them, I'm going to do the Winker Stella, because it's easier to do before they're glued down. So I'm just going to bring it back into, sorry if I'm out of frame, I don't mean to be. As I said, when Facebook had it before where I could adjust it prior to going live and have it set up so that when I flipped it over, it was exactly right. Now it zooms out, and it's actually a bit annoying because I got so used to where my working area was, I could mark it, but not now. Okay, so I've got those done. Do my little red ones. And then so I made a heap of red ones, but after I just made this discovery of Moody Mauve, red and crumb cake. Just a Scottish mist. Yeah, I'm right. You're right, Leonie. What Melbourne got buckets of them. They had flooding everywhere. Unbelievable. Whereas we just, yeah, we can do with it up this way, as probably down your way. Leonie, just before I was showing, I stamped my mushroom heads in red, but I was doing something with the crumb cake, and I hadn't cleaned it, and I hit the crumb cake, which then gave me the Moody Mauve. Well, I call it's a little bit different to Moody. That's the Moody Mauve, you know, but that's what it came. But I thought, why not use them? Just a great little thing to realise that second generation colours mixed together, we can give something very different. Okay. So, pop a little bit of glue in here. Because you don't need a lot of glue. to take, this one will be the pick stalk, because that's my main one. And then my 2 reverse. I did cut some small ones because I was debating whether to use a small one, but I don't think I will. Pop them aside for another day because I do like this set so much. I must admit I'm partial to cute and whimsy, and I think sometimes we can let our minds go to town with cute and whimsy. So I'm going to take my grassy knoll and I'm just going to put some dimensionals on the back. So I want this to raise up. I'm only going to put 2, and that's because I'm going to be poking things behind it. Clean that off. So about a bit over halfway, 3/4 of a way. I'm just going to take a sentiment. Yep, perfect. So the first one, I'm going to put my first one here in the middle, but I'm going to lay that one flat. The inside, I didn't worry about it being, I didn't really need the dimensionals in there because the pop-up itself will do it. I'll pop that. How cute is that toadstool? Then I'm going to get some dimensionals behind this one, and this one I need some minis. Pop some minis on there. And I think we might leave these flat. So I'm going to put one there. I'll just lay them first to see that it is where I want them to go. That one there. I'll even poke them down a little bit further. I'll come over here a bit more. And then I'll sit this one. One going the opposite way and sit him probably going a little bit off the bottom. I'll lift my dimensional a little bit. Probably should have checked this before I put the dimensional on, but I'm going to lay that. I don't like those, so take that off. This is why I'm denuded whether to use the little ones, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue just on these. Pop that down in there. Do the same with this one. Pop that in there, around there. Look at that. How sweet is that? As I said, these little cute sets really make for great cards, and they're not just for kids. Believe me, they're for everybody. I'm going to pop that one this way in, and he's just going to lean in a little bit, cover a little bit of that other, but I'm going to have him over to one side. This is why I wanted them on first, so that I knew where he was going to go. And this one I'm going to put up here, sit that in there, and just bring him in like so. So I don't need to cut anything off that one. If you don't like fussy cutting, by all means go get the punch, because you will certainly use it. There we go. How's that? I love it. Right, now I'm going to get the early espresso, and I'm going to stamp popping up to say hi. And to me, this can be a nice, fun little card for someone who's unwell. And just pop that in the centre. Love it. And I might trim that down a fraction. Yep, there it is. Just going to trim that close to the sides. I don't often take measurements when I'm doing a sentiment. I will trim to make it fit to what I want it to be. As long as I make sure it's straight, then I'm fine. So I had a piece roughly about 2.5 centimetres by 6. So I'm just taking it. So I've got a scrap here. And I'm going to glue this down. This, probably doing it this way, I find I use 90% of my scraps. Because you're not cutting a piece of paper from it. I'm just going to give it a border. Pop it there. And then I'm just going to trim it to fit. I know it's not the way to do it, but it's what works for me. Especially when I want nice fine borders. Because, you know, I don't know about you, I don't always stamp straight in the middle when I've got a piece to do. Okay, pop that out of the way. Now I'm going to get my dimensionals and pop 2 on this side. Because remember, we've got dimensionals under here, so we don't need them. I'll take the backs off them. Oops, I shouldn't have done that, but anyway, we can work around it. And then I'm going to put a bit of glue, just have a different tack to what I was originally going to do. That's easy fixed. I'll take this piece and pop that over here, just underneath, like so. A little bit wants to peek out, so I need to trim him off. There we go. What do you think so far? Now, Wink Stella, we got that out before. Go off and put some Wink. This is a magical looking card, and it's a card that can brighten anyone's day. Now I'm going to use the ribbon. I'm going to get my scissors, and this is our, what do they call it? Silver and white organza ribbon. But I only want a little bit of silver. The silver thread that I've got here is a little bit thick, so I thought I'd just very carefully trim And I should have done this beforehand because I've got to concentrate. Oops, and that's why. I did take an extra piece, extra long piece for that reason, so that I wouldn't accidentally cut. And trim that off. And remember, you don't need to use your ribbon the same size. You can always trim off the small edge, the selvage edge. And I'll just cut that. That's all right. I'll make it do. Make this bow do. That to do. Look at that. Hey, made it do. And I'm just going to pop that with a glue dot. Take the glue dot off, roll it up a little bit and pop that down there and put my ribbon on top. Yeah, I was going to have it underneath, but of course I started it and thought, nah, I can change it. Do you ever do that? You change your mind halfway through? Now, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the embellishments on. So I've got these Regal foiled adhesive back gems. Now these came with the Regal Flora in our last mini catalogue, but the pink goes nice with all this pink, so that's why I've chosen it. And I think you can still get them on the Last Chance or on the online. I should have checked that out, but I got held up. So I'm just going to put 3 of these in a row at the bottom here. Just 3 like so. Okay? Just pop the 3 and have that at the bottom. But I've also got our brushed brass butterflies. Say that fast in a hurry, especially if you've had a couple of drinks. So I'm going to take a couple of little ones and just pop them to one side, because I just thought it just lent itself to this magical look with the butterflies hanging around. And voila! There is our pop-up card. How cute is that? It is so sweet and so lovely that I think it's a great little gift for any... Sorry, I've got it out of camera. Great little gift for anyone. As a birthday card or whatever. Or just to say hi. As it says, popping up to say hi. You are magical. You know, you could fussy cut around the word popping up and pop that in there. I just think that is, like, I love it. I think that the stamp set sold it to me, and I don't think I'm going to miss the punch, only because the punch only punches this particular mushroom head, that mushroom head, and that small part. So it only allows 3, but there's lots of pieces that can give you cutting, and you can have so much fun. So I hope you've enjoyed that today. I've enjoyed being back after a few weeks off, and we will have some fun. Yeah, thanks, Leonie. The colours do go well together. When I pulled the colours out of the papers and saw them, like in the papers, you look at the paper and go, yeah, I like that. But when you put the colours together and you start playing with them, yeah. And I think we have to trust ourselves that the colours that they've chosen will work together. And to me, it's certainly shown me how it has done it. Now, I've been talking about my previous one. There's my previous one. This is what I was hoping to do with this, but anyway, it didn't work out. And there's the pop-up of that one, and I've got the background there. I punched some grasses, but it didn't quite go the way I did it. That's why I changed this one to have a little bit of colour behind it, and I'm happy with that one. So there we go, 2 different papers, different colours in the mushrooms. I used a smaller mushroom there, mixed the colours in here, and as I said, I've got a very pinky one there, and then this one is your leaves compared to your tree. Very different, but I love them both. So they're great fun. So I hope you've enjoyed it today. Thank you, Leonie. I appreciate that. And it was a lot of fun, and it's an easy pop-up card to do. And these whimsical cards will allow you lots of options with pop-ups, stepper cards, things like that. So it's certainly something you can have fun with. So I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. Thank you for watching. And if you're watching the replay, please leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And we shall catch up with you 1:30 next Monday. Bye for now.